So I'm Richard from HydroWorks, and the purpose of this video is to try and make setting up the Osmio Infinity less daunting for the people that are a bit apprehensive of doing it themselves. So I've got a new Infinity delivered here. I'm going to attempt to set it up on video. First thing we're going to do is take out the accessories box. And the reason we're going into here first is to get out the safety equipment for setting up the machine. So there will be a pair of goggles. We'll have a pair of blue gloves. Around here, we will have a TDS meter. So TDS meter is a new one in there. So you take the TDS meter, and the first thing you want to do is get the distilled water that you've already prepared earlier. So you've prepared yourself what you're going to need, about 1.5 litres, 1250 millilitres you need altogether. So we're going to take the TDS meter just to make sure that the water that we've already distilled has got a 0 TDS. So I'm going to pop that in, and that's a 0. Yeah, they're both 0, so that's fine to use. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is to find the lye solution. These little sachets in this bag, and you'll find Osmio have nicely weighed these into 80-gram sachets. So to set up the Infinity, you need one of these 80-gram sachets, and we're going to take the jug with the 750 ml of distilled water with a 0 TDS outside, and we're going to mix that solution. So while that solution is cooling outside, I'm going to take the Infinity machine itself. Keep all this packaging because when the machine needs returning after 500 hours of usage for service, you'll need this packaging to return the machine. So that's the Infinity out of the box. So the first thing I'm going to attach is this humidifier number 1, this smaller bottle that attaches onto the side of the Infinity, just there. So we just take a Phillips screwdriver, pop pop that little screw, I should say, inside the top little hole on that bracket, and then just replace the screw back into the hole. Like that. And that's where humidifier number 1 is going to sit. Find that pot just there. This is humidifier number 2, or the drinking water bubbler as it's sometimes called. There's a separate bag here that has a few different things in. There's a 60ml syringe that we use for topping up the machine. This is actually lucky because this is the first tube that we need. It's the one that's got the little screw thread on the end. It's quite a small tube, and that attaches to humidifier number 1 just by holding that there and turning that nut until that's tight. No need to over tighten any of these things. And that fits back onto there. The next tube to come out is the right one again, luckily. And this one's got the 2 ends on like that. One of the ends fits onto humidifier number 1, like so. Again, no need to push these on too far, as long as they've made a seal. If you do push them on too far, if you run them under some hot warm water, they'll come off quite easily. So the other end, so from humidifier number 1 to humidifier number 2, goes onto the nipple that's got the tube on that goes to the diffuser, like so. Next thing we're going to do is take our PTFE tape that comes with the machine, and we're going to take the cap off the top of the Infinity, just unscrew this tank cap. And we're going to do about 7 or 8 turns. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 turns. And then just snap it off like that. That's all ready for us to attach the tower on when we've filled the machine. I'm just going to pop the handles onto the machine. And again, Phillips screwdriver. Those nuts. Right, so the handles are on. I'm going to get the funnel out of the box. This will unclip that and place that inside the spout of the machine. And I'm going to get the lye solution from the garden that's going to have cooled down by now. It's on my goggles. Okay, and then just slowly pour that solution into the funnel. Probably best not to wear your favourite clothes when doing this, because if you do get any splashes on clothes it does discolour them. And same if you do get any drops, just wipe them up straight away. And then the other 500 millilitres of water that we got ready, the distilled water, the second jug, we're just going to tip that in as well. Then we're going to take the tower and I just screw that. So it is plastic on a metal thread here, so you have got to be careful not to cross thread it as you put it in. Now we're going to take the 2 humidifier bottles and fill these both up to the level that's marked with some more distilled water. Put this back on. You get used to turning the pots and not the lids. Okay, humidifier one back into the clip. Now the other end of the nozzle attaches to the tower on the tube that points down, grey tube that points down there. Again, no need to push them on too far, just as long as they make a good connection. The lid's on there. Mains cable's in. Switch on the infinity. Switch on there. And you see there's a ball there showing the level, so the water's at the perfect level. And then for a quick start, just to run for about a minute, you just press that bottom button. You see bubbles in, humidifier 2. It's preset at 40% output volume of gas, and the frequency is preset on 432. So that's the infinity set up, running, ready to go. This timer, you can press and hold this bottom button in, the big button, for I think it's about 5 seconds. That will now run continuously, or you can just press that to stop that, to cancel that, and you could select a time if you just wanted to run for 10 minutes. Press the 10-minute timer, connect your cannula to the other nipple there on humidifier 2. Take the cannula. There's, if you see that, there's a little flap at the bottom there. The flap goes towards your lip. So it's to there, and then over your ears. Take the toggle up at the bottom. And now my face is out of the shot. And that's it. The infinity cesspit running. Hopefully not too daunting.